everybody, welcome to day 4 of the Lent devotional series. So for today's devotion, I'm going to be talking about Matthew chapter 7, verses 13 to 27. So the first kind of point that I wanted to make was in the first few verses where Jesus is talking about the narrow and wide gates. So what he's saying is that we should enter through the narrow gate that leads to life. And he also discusses this wide gate of destruction. So, what does that mean in our lives? How is that applicable to us? The way that I like to kind of interpret that is that in our life there's so much sinfulness in this world that we live in, and so much darkness, and so many things that can deter us from, fully chasing after God every day and having our life just rooted in Him. And there's so many temptations that exist, which kind of represent that wide gate. But we have to actively wake up every day and choose to go on that narrow gate and choose to follow Christ and be rooted in Him so that we can stay strong and we can have faith and we can, chase after Him and not be, tempted by this world or fall into those sinful patterns that this world is in. And then the next thing is that how we're supposed to be bearing good fruit in this world, and how you'll know that a tree is good by the fruit that it bears. And to me that means like a tree, as Christians, people should know that we are the good tree. People should know that we are Christians, not because we say that we are, but because we bear those good fruits, because we love like Christ did, because we act different in this world and we're set apart from it. So that kind of goes into the next thing that I wanted to discuss was how we should actually do and obey God's will. It's one thing to, again, just say we're Christians and hear all these things and read the Bible, but it's a whole other thing to actively apply those things to our life and live in obedience to Christ. And then that kind of wraps up my thoughts into this last thing that I wanted to leave you guys with, which is all about the wise and foolish builders, which is a story I'm sure we've all heard about, the people that hear God's instruction to build their house on the solid foundation, which is on Him and on His love. And there's people that heard His instruction to that but still chose not to do it. And that sets apart the foolish people from the wise people. So it's important for us to hear God's instruction and follow through with it and build our lives on His love, on His instruction, and just allow our hearts to fully be obedient to His will. So those are the things that I kind of wanted to briefly discuss today. I hope you all have a blessed Lent season and continue to grow closer to Christ during this season. And yes, thank you guys for listening. Bye.